Yeah, so it's part two. I was looking for where he say he weapons, but like I ain't finding it. You know, I ain't finding it. So yeah, it say what Esau's habitation is high. You understand? Edom's habitation is high. All right. It says what? Whose habitation is high? Right. Verse 4. It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So now, that is the spiritual wickedness in high places, because he in high places. In high places. You understand? Back in Ephesians chapter 6, Ephesians 6 verse, I read over 12. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand, to withstand. Look up that word withstand. To withstand, alright, snow. To withstand, alright, come from the Greek.
Strong's G 436, anthistemi. Anthistemi.
Alright, and it means to oppose oneself against, to withstand, resist, oppose. Alright, to set against. Alright, to withstand, okay. Snow. Verse 13, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. How are you doing all to stand? What the Apostle Paul say? 1 Corinthians chapter 13. You understand? That is you doing all to stand. He said charity covered everything. You know? And what is charity doing? The work of the Lord also. You understand? Going out there and laboring for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai also is charity. Being brotherly and laboring for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Verse 14, it says, stand therefore having our loins girt about with truth. Now this is you actually being prepared for the war. You putting on your kit. You know, that's like how it had people used to put on when they're going out to war, they put on the armor, they put on the whatever it is, they put on the loins, the girdle. Alright? But this is the loins of your mind you're talking about. The loins of your mind, yes, no? Luke chapter 12 verse 35. It says what? I read from 34. It says, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Let your loins be girded about, and your lights burning. Alright? So that what is your loins? Your mind. You understand? Your mind. It's about a next precept, but can't forget right now. Forget that precept. But let me go back to the Ephesians 6 verse boom. Verse 14. It says, stand therefore having your loins girt about with truth. You understand? Right. So this is you actually preparing for the battle now. This way you're girding it is you're putting that first. Truth, and having the breastplate of righteousness. Alright, you're gearing up yourself, alright? And your feet, you're putting on some on your foot. Your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench the fiery darts of the wicked, alright, and take the helmet of salvation, alright, and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High. Alright? So all of that is what you had to be clothed with. All of that is what you had to be furnished with. You understand? Like we went through in verse um in verse 11. You understand? Where he say, put on the whole armor of the Most High. That you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. It's about the precept is by no, Salakia is in Peter's. It's in Peter's. Where it say, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. Salak is in Peter's. So where it say 1 Peter 4:1, for as much then as Yahweh had suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. And when you go into the word arm there, it means to furnish yourselves with the same mind. And how you furnishing yourselves with that mind? Paul now break it down there for you. Paul now break it down. You put it on the bread, your loins girt about with truth, put on the breastplate of righteousness, your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel, the shield of faith, you understand? That you be able to quench the fiery darts of the wicked. That is how you're furnishing yourselves with that same mind, because Yahweh had a complete mind to go through all the sufferings that he went through in the flesh. You understand? And that is what you will go through in this truth. You will go through sufferings. Sufferings is a part time. You know? That is what we sign up for, to suffer. We are appointed thereunto. You know? So think it not strange that some let me look up that precept. No, just now. Right. Verse 12, 1 Peter 4:12. It says, what, beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened to you. So Peter says, what, is there some strange happening to you? When you're going through afflictions, the Lord, Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, putting them afflictions on you, because that is where you sign up for. You sign up for it. You ain't sign up for you ain't sign up for freaking you ain't sign up to prosper. You sign up to suffer. You understand? That was your requirements when you put your name down on that paper, alright, as you leave off, like for myself I leave off Malcolm Francis and I put Armour 1. Right from the time I sign Armour 1, I sign up and I say, I baptize into the sufferings of Yahweh Shai, so that I could live unto righteousness of Yahweh Shai. You understand? That is what it did. Because Yahweh Shai suffered, so we had to suffer the same way. So when suffering and affliction and trials come in your way, you don't think it's strange, and you know, and I'm speaking to myself first, of course, as I always say, you know, because it begins with me. I can't think otherwise. I had to clean me first, you know. So I can't think it's strange when I suffer and that something strange happened to me. We got an next precept there. These are open forum basically, so you don't have no written down verses or anything. I just go in with the spirit. This James chapter 1 verse 3. Just now, read from 1. It says, my brethren, count it all joy. Let me read James talking to first? James 1:1. James is servant of the Most High and of the Lord Yahushua Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. He said, my brethren. So the 12 tribes is James' brethren, who was scattered abroad. They don't call fucking heathen the brethren, as Israelites. Say, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience, but let patience have a perfect work, that you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. Alright? You're not supposed to be wanting nothing. You're supposed to be perfect and entire. You ain't wanting this, because when you have a shy come back, you don't want to see you lacking anything. You understand? You don't want to see you lacking in this or lacking in that. You have to meet your back perfect. Ecclesiastes chapter 8 verse 9. And it says, no, not that. Gosh, man. He say, let thy head lack no ointment. Listen. Ecclesiastes 9 and 8. That is it. Ecclesiastes 9 and 8. I was making a mistake. It says, let thy garments be always white, and let thy head lack no ointment. You understand? You're not supposed to be wanting nothing when you have a shy come. You have to be perfect, because the Lord go and come back to meet somebody perfect. And a perfect man does go through sufferings. Alright? That is Hebrews chapter 2 verse 10, and it reads, for Hebrews 2 and 10, for it became him for whom are all things, and by whom are all things, in bringing many sons unto glory, to make the captain of their salvation perfect through suffering. So a perfect man does become perfect through sufferings and hardship. That's why the scriptures say, consider him who endured such contradiction of sinners, because the Lord was good right through, and the evil people was contradicting him for he good. That's why Paul say what? Lest you be wearied and faint in your mind. So anytime you feel like you're doing shit, think about Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Salak. Think about Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, but think about Yahweh Shai in particular. Lest you be wearied and faint in your minds. I'll continue on. For both he that sanctified and they who are sanctified are all of one, for which cause he is not ashamed to call them brethren. Yeah, he ain't going to be ashamed to say, I'm a brethren there. Yahushua wasn't ashamed to say Peter and them was he friends, because they was doing the things he was delighted in. You understand? They was doing what he was delighted in. We got next precept there. Acts 14:20. Acts chapter 14 verse 24, and it reads this. Verse 22, it says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation. Let me look up that word much. And that we must through much tribulation. The word much comes from the Greek word
Strong's G 4183. Palus.
And it means many, much, large. So that we, through many tribulations, much tribulations, large tribulations. When you go into the KJV translation, count, it say great. Alright, that we through great tribulations. Then you go into the Strong's definition. Alright, including the forms from the alternate polo singular, much in any respect of plural. Largely, neuter as mostly, alright, as adverb or noun, often, mostly, largely, abundant, altogether, common, far past spent. You have a great age deal. Alright, it says long, that we too much long tribulation, because the Lord coming back, you know. But from day to day, you say, wait, you know. It says many, much, often, plenteous. Alright, that we through plenteous tribulation, through sore tribulation, straightly, which means a position of difficulty. When you look up that word straightly, that is what it means. Alright? So now when you go into the read, that's why I go into the meaning of words. So when you go and read it over, Acts 14:22, it says confirming the souls of the disciples that and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation, great tribulation. Alright, all the meanings were now read. Enter into the kingdom of the Most High. You know, that is how we will not enter in. Too much tribulation. Should keep and holding fast, because why? We hold fast to the faith of Yahushua. Scripture say, he that will live godly in Yahushua shall suffer persecution. That is 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 12. And it reads, yea, all that will live godly in Yahushua Mashiach shall suffer persecution. You understand? So once you live in godly in Yahushua Mashiach, you're going to suffer persecution. Now let me look up that word persecution. It comes from the Hebrew word dioko.
Strong's G 1377. Dioka. Dioka.
And it says to make, to run or flee, put to flight, drive away, because that is what they did the Apostle Paul that many times. They had to let him lead him down a basket. Alright? Lead him down in a basket, because that was persecution. You know, to run swiftly in order to catch a person or thing to run after, to press on. You know, he that will live godly in Yahushua shall suffer these things. People go and come up against you and try to come up against Yahushua many times. You had to leave, flee, disappear out of thin air and go away, because they was coming up against him. You understand? He was suffering persecution. And the servant is not greater than his master. It says to press on figuratively of one who in a race runs swiftly to reach the goal, to pursue in a hostile manner. So this is what they're going to do, pursue in a hostile manner. Alright? In any way, whatever, to harass, trouble, molest one. To persecute, to be mistreated, suffer persecution on account of something, without the idea of hostility, to run after, follow after someone, metaphor, to pursue, to seek after, eagerly, earnestly endeavor to acquire. You understand? So that is what we will, once you live in godly in Yahushua, that is where you go, that is your luck. So, you have to deal with it, you know? And hey, I feel our close day. So that I want to say Shalom, Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua Barakatab. And hopefully you've been edified. Till the next time, this is Armour 1. Saying Shalom to the elect. And Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua coming back to destroy this place very soon. So whoever watch this video, repent and turn to the Lord. Alright, Shalom, Barakatam.